I dreamed, I think the other day, that yung Aurora Borealis sa Iceland, because I'll be leaving for Iceland months after I retire, parang I saw a comment. Baka in-associate ko sa Aurora Borealis. I don't know how it looks yung Aurora Borealis sa Iceland. When we were young, at dawn, my father would wake us up. Sabi niya, anak ko, halika na. May comment kasi bihira yung lumalabas daw ang comment eh. Sa mga superstitious belief, parang it's supposed to signify something disastrous or something, ano. But I was not scared naman eh.
Disastrous for the Ombudsman.
Take it in that light, maybe good.
Hitler massacred 3 million Jews. There was 3 million drug addicts. There are. I'd be happy to slaughter them.
He's goading people to kill people. There's a problem.
Ombudsman Morales, find me a law which says I cannot threaten criminals with death. And for the Ombudsman to refrain from citing them in contempt or what? Because I have the authority to give the final say whether they will attend or not.
Anong pakialam niya? Under the law, we have subpoena powers. We have orders for particular officials, including police and soldiers, to show up or to file pleadings. If they don't file pleadings, that's their lookout. I'm not a coward.
Thank you, Justice. Thank you. Thank
I'm not a coward.
Maybe I'm secure enough not to be bothered by all these criticisms, because if you know your own self, you know your own limitations, you're not bothered at all by people who criticize you. Otherwise, why should I still be here, up and about? Yung mga iba dyan, naninira sa akin, sabi ko ganyan, okay, kayo na rin ang maging ombudsman. Di ba? Take my position. Wala akong pake. Basta for as long as I am doing what I think is right, it could be wrong. No one is infallible anyway. I am not disturbed at all. Of course, you're pissed off sa umpisa. Pero, bandang huli, sabihin mo, ay, never mind, still alive, still there. Well, I'd like to believe that perhaps integrity is a given as far as I'm concerned. I'd like to believe, may habang ako eh. I've never accepted any proposal if at all. I've never been subjected to pressure if at all. I tell you what, when I was in the Court of Appeals, one of my colleagues said, Chit, hindi ka naman ma-bribe sa isang box ng suha. Sabi kong ganyan, isang box or small box ng pera or small box ng suha, parang rin yan. Do you think they will give it to you kung hindi ka justice? Do you think, even kung walang kaso, do you think they will give it to you if they think that they might anticipate that they'll have a case later? Diba? Ganun yan eh. Check mo nga ang status nito. Dapat ganyan kasi na-re-record yung Teka ka, hintay mo ito, bruha ka. Teka. Okay. Nabuhay bigla.
Pag ganyan na kumakanta ay masaya yan pag gano'n. Maganang mundo. Magto 27 years na po akong kasama ni Justice. Yung nagustuhan ko yung mahal niya yung trabaho niya, saka may disiplina na hindi kagaya ng iba na talagang ano siya, dedicated sa trabaho.
Bago namin issue na.
Mm-mm.
Tapos in case po ba na ma-issue siya, kayo na po mag-claim o?
Hindi po may mag-claim, pinapaano lang po ni Ombudsman. Ay, may tiwala pa rin ako sa batas kasi may mga tao pa rin na ganyan. At saka yung serbisyo talagang, serbisyo publiko talaga siya. Parang, yun nga sabi niya, thankless job ang pagiging public servant. Pero masarap po sa pakiramdam mag-public service. Siyempre, napagseservisyohan po ang mga tao.
Anong pakiramdam mo yung malaki na yung tatlo? Yung lakay sa'yo?
Ay, siyempre, ano po, nung na kahit pala yung mayayaman, mga inaabot ng batas. Posible pala.
The Philippine Office of the Ombudsman has found probable cause to indict Senators Juan Ponce Enrile, Bong Revilla, and Jinggoy Estrada for plunder over the multi-million-dollar pork barrel scam.
Napagpasyahan na hindi sapat ang kanilang pagsagot sa mga inihaing reklamo at may sapat na ebidensya na nagpapakita na mayroon silang pananagutan sa taong bayan.
She's been my mentor for the past, 12 years already. So, for 5 years in the Supreme Court, and then the 7 years that she's been the Ombudsman. I can recall writing or studying the case of CJ Corona case where Justice submitted a dissenting opinion. So that was a very principled action on her part, and I think she was the lone dissenter. The dissenting opinion of Justice Morales highlighted the clear language of the Constitution.
March 2010, in the fading months of the Arroyo administration, Carpio Morales was the lone dissenter in a Supreme Court decision allowing Arroyo to appoint the next Chief Justice, saying the High Court was exempted from the rule against midnight appointments, barring presidents from making any appointments to the judiciary 2 months before the elections and until the end of his or her term.
What preceded this was your dissent, your lone dissent.
That's right.
You must have nerves of steel to do that. I don't know. What does it take to vote against your colleagues?
It didn't bother me. I had to do what I thought was right. And right or wrong, I had to decide. Well, I thought that my reading of the Constitution was that the President did not have the power to appoint a justice, a Chief Justice for that matter, within the period of proscription before elections. Yun lang ang feeling ko eh. I thought that I read the Constitution right, and I still do up to the present that I was right. Unfortunately, I was the only dissenter, but that didn't discourage me. I've always been courageous. I have been climbing the Rickety-Rock stairs of Poway Tower. You know, it's so risky. It was so risky, pero umaakyat ako dyan. I mean, I never thought that I would be risking losing my life if I go up the tower of Paway. So, perhaps yun na talagang matapang ako. I was born to be courageous. I was born to be brave. Come in, Father. Kasama ka na kayo. Please sit down. Paway.
Paway mismo. Yeah.
Paway. So maybe I can say something. Sorry, baka Marcos loyalist kayo, ha? Ang ginawa ni Marcos sa Paway Lake.
Yeah.
Pinaalis lahat ang mga where the Paway Malacanang of the North was constructed. Pinatalaw namin ida. Then nag-construct to replica of the houses. But of course, siyempre lagi dyan balay hindi naman masyadong. But even then, the people wanted also yung exact replica ng pero house siya ang ginawa. So they were mad. I'm not a loyalist, but my parents were, and his siblings, they were My father and his 3 brothers also took up law. They were all lawyers. My father stayed here in the last few years of his life. So every time I would go to the office, he would say, "Anak ko, mag-apply ka na habang Ferdinand is the president." They were classmates in UP, College of Law. So, naiinis ako, you know how well, maybe I am saying also now na makulit because, all people are makulit. So, I did apply. But on my first attempt, even if I was in the Department of Justice, my name, when it reached Malacanang, was Snowflake. May tawag sila noon, Snowflake. I was supposed to be assigned to San Pablo City, but I was told that the KBLs, mayabang ito, ayaw lumapit. So I thought that if you approach a politician, medyo mabigat kang, mabigat kang dadalhin. I was banking on the fact that I am Ilocana, and galing naman tayo sa UP. So I was very confident that I would make it. But it never reached first stage in the sense that it never reached the list which reached the president. When I was appointed as judge of the Regional Trial Court of Pili, to me that was one of the best years of my life, because the lawyers there were prepared. They were seasoned lawyers like the late Vicente de Lima, that's the father of Laila, like the late Antonio Carpio, who was to become NBI director. So I was challenged by these seasoned lawyers. And to me, the best cases that I had there were civil cases. They had a lot of issues. They branched out. And there were nuances that you had to study in earnest. The more challenging your cases are, the more challenging you face them, the more fulfillment you achieve, because whether you're right or wrong, you think that you arrived at the decision the way they should be. When we were young, our parents, my father rather, asked us to read books by Shakespeare, Aristotle, Plato. We were fascinated. Perhaps he modified the plot to suit children, But we were always fascinated, and he saw to it that we read them, even if we did not actually understand, because he was trying to explain to us what moral lessons we got from them. We even asked us to memorize passages from Shakespeare and memorize Spanish proverbs. There were so many which we were able to memorize. For every situation, there was always a passage that my father would apply. As I told GMA News a while ago, my knee-jerk reaction is that he is a certified liar. There's this Spanish saying which goes, piensa el ladrón que todos son de su mismo condición. A thief thinks like others that all of them, like him, are thieves. La razón de mi vida. Remember I said that? That's my motto in life. I want to serve. I want to deserve what the government is giving me. Maybe it's not, it's a pittance as compared to private institutions. But to me, malaki na yan. So I have to serve the nation. I have to give back what it's giving me. Under the civil code, sometimes in contractual relations, you are supposed to at least be kind to the poor, those who are marginalized. With less than a year to my 7-year term, I must confess that I have yet to discover the magic formula on how to make the evils of corruption resonate, especially among the marginalized. My theory is that the average citizen still does not fully realize that he or she is the one being grabbed by corrupt public officials by the billions of pesos and not the government. To put it bluntly, in Filipino, ikaw po na street vendor, classroom teacher, estudyante, jeepney driver, or public health nurse, ang pinagnanakawan at hindi ng gobyerno, pinagnanakawan ng mga kurado. Nation means the government, the general welfare of the people, the entire body politic in the sense that the nation, the people for whom you serve, that's it. You want to serve for them. You want to serve guilt-free, corrupt-free. You want to serve that people will appreciate that you are doing for them what you should do for yourself, for your family.
At gaya ng inaasahan, sumalang na sa witness stand si Ombudsman Conchita Carpio Morales sa pagpapatuloy ng impeachment proceedings laban kay Chief Justice Renato Corona.
Now, are you coaching him?
Yes. I'm also a lawyer. And he's not a witness.
He's assisting, Your Honor.
Yes.
In much the
Irrespective of whether you're a witness or you're a lawyer, that should apply to all participants in this drama.
Ani Morales, nasa panig daw niya ang documentary evidence para patunayang may $82 accounts ang punong mahistrado. Impormasyong nakuha at kinumpirma raw ng Anti-Money Laundering Council.
Aniya, may testimonial evidence na sa mga ito at hindi na nahirapan ng ombudsman na maghanap ng ebidensya.
As far as writing the decision is concerned, the most challenging is marshalling of facts, which fortunately I was taught when I was assigned as a special assistant to Vicente Abad Santos, who was Secretary of Justice. Miriam and I were both the special assistants of Abad Santos at the Department of Justice. It was there where I learned the ropes of deciding cases.
Is it your considered opinion that, as in this case, you can just go direct to AMLA and not follow the procedures in the AMLA law?
Your Honor, again, I said it would depend on the complaint.
Well, you're fudging your answer.
No, you said it's. I said
you
if
are
it's
arguing with the senator judge.
I'm sorry, mea culpa.
I accept the apology.
Noted. Ay, mea culpa, right? You know, when I was in Los Angeles, I was told, "Oy, mea culpa is coming." Tapos sabi ko, sino yung mea culpa? Yung pala ako na yun. Never did it occur to me na I would reach the Court of Appeals, neither the Supreme Court. It was during my stint as Ombudsman that they said I bloomed. I bloomed because I got the Magsaysay Award, I got the UP honorary doctorate degree, Ateneo Distinguished Award, Ateneo de Manila, Ateneo de Naga, and all that. So, siguro nga talagang it was at that point of my life na na-realize nila how motivated I am to serve the nation, to serve my country. That's been nila destiny. Yes, destiny.
Makasaysayan ang araw na ito dahil sa kauna-unahang pagkakataon sa Pilipinas na patalsik ang isang Chief Justice sa pamagitan ng isang impeachment trial.
We had a happy childhood. And I was told that I was very naughty. When it was time to eat, I was not in the house. I was playing kites somewhere. I was playing marbles somewhere. And certainly my father knew where to look for me. When they had difficulty looking for me, when I got home, he would whip me with his cinturon. I went through a lot of whippings from my father because as far as he was concerned, I was stubborn. And I think I was. I don't consider myself a feminist. In fact, I don't even consider gender. When you look at all these things, it just happens that you're a woman.
Duterte says next ombudsman cannot be a woman. President Rodrigo Duterte said he will go for a person whose integrity is admired by the people to be the next ombudsman, and this definitely wouldn't be a woman.
At this point in my life, wala na akong pakit sa mga sinasabi niya. Doesn't bother me anymore. Does not elicit any response from me anymore. I've said my piece. Wala siyang pakialam. To me, wala na akong paki sa kanya. I never put emotions in my work.
Wherefore, the petition for quo warranto is granted. Respondent Maria Lourdes P.A. Sereno is found disqualified from and is hereby adjudged guilty of unlawfully holding and exercising the office of the Chief Justice. End of statement. Decision will probably be released by this afternoon.
Let's wait for the opinion.
Uy, napapaiyak siya.
Yeah.
Because it's the institution, di ba?
That's true.
That's true.
The institution nyo naman yun, di ba?
Well, after all, he was really rooting for CJ, no? That's good na you could really see that he was so touched, he was so overcome by emotion that ganyan rin ako eh. I mean, you know, you are keeping to yourself, to your chest something that but you have to cry. Ilabas mo eh. Ako cry baby pero sometimes even in when I was a trial judge in Camarines Sur, you know, it broke my heart to see yung mag-asawa na naghihiwalay, and then you look at the children, you know, but I had to, you know, to compose myself not to show emotion. Mahahawa ang iba na kasi kung iiyak ka, kasi nakakaiyak eh. Ako mababaw ang ko, but I tried hard to put my emotions. Kasi you can see the child that she was clinging to her mother. And then at the same time, you could see that the father wanted to have the child with him. But of course, under the law, yung 7 years old or below, the child goes to the mother. Yung nakakawang ganun eh. But it happens even in the best of families, di ba? Naghihiwalay. Some people take a leave of absence and all that. Life must go on. Hindi pwede yung sabi mo naman, kailangan ko muna. Kung sa probinsya yan, mag-leave ka and all that. No, I had to accept that my son died. I had to accept that I knew that my son was going to die. And he kept it from me. But when the doctors called for me and my husband to tell me in the presence of my son that he was going to go anyway, so my son cried and he said, Mommy, alam mo na ang actual situation ko, that I'm going to go anytime now. So I said, sabi ko naman, hindi naman ako umiyak kasi kailangan I had to be strong. Sabi kong ganyan, well darling, sabi kong ganyan, di bang sabi nila man proposes, God disposes. Sabi ko, we'll take care of your children and we'll take care of Jas, yung wife and all that. And to be strong, hindi ako umiyak. Nagulat nga sila, hindi raw ako Hindi tatago ko muna. Do iiyak ko somewhere else. Now, when I wake up at night, I remember my son, I pray. Every time I go out or ganon, I remember my son, I pray. Please allow me to break tradition by reading a letter to my grandchildren who call me Grand C. Dear Enyo and Cici, Grand C has just received this prestigious recognition. I'm often asked, Why and how I continue to work. I will now tell you my secret. I draw inspiration and energy from you. I continue working because I want to secure a just and honest society for you and for every Filipino child. No, not to me anyway. It's not lonely. Maybe I live in a solitary atmosphere, but I'm not lonely. In fact, probably because I'm too focused with my work that I gloss over loneliness. Because after all, in my work, I punctuate it with fierce comments or scary comments, either to my staff or to some others.
Ano ba yan? Ito po yung mga incoming cases po natin. Oh, okay. Thanks, Iha. Ang ilupot ko na. By the way, I have a scheduled meeting this afternoon. Yes, Justice. Thank you very much. Yes! I retired at 70. I would have wanted to embrace the luxury of retirement, but then I was offered the job. At first, I was ambivalent.
It is disappointing sometimes if what you expect does not come out. But if you give up that easily, you'll never fulfill what you intend to do. I persist because there's hope. I see light at the end of the tunnel. Unfortunately, the present administration does not inspire hope. If the institution is not strong, and you are run by a strong man, to me that's disaster. If we have a strong institution, the man or woman running it does not have to be strong because all he or she has to do is just carry out whatever is mandated for him or her. For as long as the institution is there, that's it. Hindi mo maintindihan. It's drizzling and all that. Pagkatapos, yeah, humid. Sabi ko nga, late bloomer yata ako. In the Supreme Court, there are 15 of you now. Whereas dito sa Ombudsman, you are the Ombudsman. Of course, you have deputies who help you, but ano. So, magbubloom ka talaga sa Ombudsman because you're alone. I'd like to believe that indeed I made a tad of a difference here. And I hope that whoever succeeds me will continue the work that I had started here, will continue pursuing the work in earnest. It is hoped that the workings of the Office of the Ombudsman, as the country's Anti-Corruption Commission, has demonstrated how the constitutional precept of public accountability has traversed the divide from text to context and from semantics to pragmatics. Indeed, the matter of public integrity in the Philippines has traversed into the national discourse and found its proper niche at the top of the Philippine national agenda. Let us never allow the monstrous effect of corruption to blind us that all hope is gone, because there is no truth to that. If there is, it is just a convenient excuse of a frail soul that tolerates the existence of corruption. The Ombudsman can never be silenced. They can attempt to repress the messenger, but they cannot suppress the message.